Might have been too many left-handed luckies in my earlier days. Well, welcome again to all of you at the 45th reunion. Are we having fun yet?
Yeah.
All right. Greg asked me a while back if I'd tell a story tonight, and I replied, sure. I figure I could embarrass almost anyone. So what the heck? I did an inventory of my 100 top escapades and quickly reconsidered the possible backlash that could result if I carried on a little too far and offended subjects. Pondering it for a few days and weeks, I came up with a solution. Me, myself. I would take the hit. Band is defined as a group of people working together, particularly in the field of music, which we all enjoy. I was raised in a musical family, which at a young age, I had piano lessons. These went on until I rebelled or was able to play duets with my dad. You remember my dad, Mark? Pretty musical over there at Roosevelt, wasn't he? Well, I lost the rebellion, and 3 teachers and 5 years later, I was done. And another requirement was to be able to play an instrument. So I chose the trumpet. You remember the trumpet, Laura? Yeah, there you go. We battled at Ramstead. And then there was also another surprise Dad cooked up, called Summer Band. Everybody else is out having fun. I'm the Summer Band. All was not lost, for it was here I met Tim Holmes. A great guy, but the beginning of my downfall. For he planted the seed. I don't know if you know this, but Tim taught me how to skip. So it goes. We pretty much refined the art of skipping off. Well, in learning how to play the trumpet, some of you might remember over at Longfellow or in the school system, there was Mr. Scanlon, kind of a strange little fellow that wore clothes from the 30s and 40s. Remember Heidi? Had his hair parted down the middle, like alfalfa. And
the first grade when I had a little saxophone, and the thing was bigger than this. I put it after one lesson.
Yeah, he was quite the guy. Then we had Mr. Peterson at Ramstead, and he was taking off about every 15 minutes to go have a cigarette. But he sure liked Deanne Allen, I remember back in those days. He was hugging on her, and then he would even play her saxophone, and you would see her quiver, and she had to put it back in her mouth.
These captures are nasty.
I think he enjoyed that part. And then we go to Mr. Grabbing at my high school. I finally hit the big time. And Dad was proud. Now, I've always liked athletics, but I hated to practice, so you don't stay on a team very long if you skip practice. Kim. Okay. And I guess I have to then, after losing my spot on the team, I have to face the music. Okay. And I had to stay in band. And I had stayed on with Mr. Grabbing. I was on his good side till all about maybe halfway through the senior semester. And he called me into his office one day after class. And I didn't have anything to worry about, I didn't think. walked in. He said, "Shut the door." I shut the door and I sat down, puzzled look on my face. He said, "Just a minute, I can find where I'm at here." Okay, close the door. And he said, "Mr. Simonson, do you know how many days you missed this semester?" With my most convincing face, I'm going to turn the page. Or just about that. I'm telling you, those left-handed luckies. I kind of want to get the right adjectives going on here, so. Okay. Okay, with a puzzled look, I looked sheepishly and answered, "No, sir. I didn't know how many days I had missed." I then quickly tried to mount my best defense. I could think of and only timidly remarked that I had had an unusual reoccurring bouts with strep throat and a lot of stomach flu. He didn't buy it. He continued, "You're on your way to establish a new record at the rate you're going." Best puzzled look again. "How many?" He answered, 42. "So let's try to improve your attendance," he says. I assured him that I would, and I went and closed the door, and boy, that was a close one. So he didn't call my dad on that one. I put him in trouble. And I quickly realized I had no money to bribe the attendance taker, which I think that might have been Laura Lee. So sneaking out then became an art form. I left after the attendance was taken. But seriously, I'd like to dedicate this story, and you guys of class of 78 reunion, to Mr. Gravick. I think a guy like that deserves a lot of kudos and how he controlled the class. You never heard him raise his voice. He would just look at you, and you knew you don't cut up in his class. And he never yelled. He just had everybody's respect. And I can't really say that about coaches. They were kind of the yelling kind. Huh? Okay, so they were we in the band were the unsung heroes, and I heard it said that even the coaches often said that the student body and the band were the reason that the athletes did so well at home, games. I don't know if I believe that or not, but I think that's a good story. All right. They revved up the players, and no doubt, right guys. How many were in band, concert band, their senior year? Yeah, I'll tell you were in band. Okay. So let's see. I was supposed to pause for clapping, and then that's my story. I'm sticking to it.